Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Digging out, many cleaning up tonight after another round of winter weather brought heavy snow to southeastern Michigan.
Last night's storm brought more power outages to areas still trying to recover from an ice storm nearly 2 weeks ago. Right now, DTE says over 183,000 customers are without power tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Will Jones.
And I'm Pamela Osborne. It's becoming an all too familiar scene for DTE Energy. Crews are back out trying to restore power to thousands of Metro Detroiters. Jacqueline Francis is live in Wayne County with DTE's message to customers that are already frustrated. Jacqueline?
Hi, Pam and Will. As you can see, we're out here in Livonia, where some people just lost power a few hours ago, surprisingly. And you can also see behind me, those traffic lights are out, slowing things down a little bit there. So, of course, the big question is, when are the lights going to come back on? And DTE says for 95% of its customers, that's Monday night. This morning, DTE Electric President Trevor Lauer was live on our air giving an update on this latest round of outages.
We'll also have damage assessment teams out in the field trying to understand the level of damage and how we get everybody back as quickly as we can.
By 3 this afternoon, another update came in. DTE reporting 91% of its 2.3 million customers have power. The company estimates that 95% of customers will be restored by Monday evening.
We understand who's out of power because of our AMI meters, or our automated meters. So we understand who's out. We're going to dispatch crews to it, and our job is to get everybody's power back as quickly as we can, but also as safely as we can.
They know you're frustrated.
I've heard from multiple customers that lost power. We got it back 2 or 3 days ago, and they're out of power again. And we understand how frustrating that is, and it's not the customer experience that we want for our customers.
But they are asking for people to treat their crews with kindness. The same crews that have been working around the clock for 10+ days to turn the lights back on. Here are some important safety tips from DTE. Stay 25 feet away from downed wires. Call to report those wires at 1-800-477-4747. Wires behind yellow tape may still be live, and never use portable generators inside. Reporting live in Livonia tonight, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. A lot of us woke up to several inches of snow today, but the sun was shining at least, and that made cleanup just a little bit easier.
Yeah, Brian Sherman is here now. I went out, Brian, with my heavy jacket this morning. I had to take it off. I didn't need it at all.
Oh, yeah, Will and Pamela, we warmed things up very quickly into the 40s, allowing the power restoration to continue and a lot of melting to occur. But we've got some winter weather on the way through the evening and overnight hours tonight. Exact Track 40 radar, clean sweep for southeastern Michigan, but we've got some rain off to the west. I'm very happy to be talking about the liquid end of this compared to the snow we had last night. But those power outages still remain here. Well, maybe I'm going to try. There we go. Well, I had it. Power outages, though, we had still a big number of them. We'll take a look at that coming up in main weather in just a few minutes. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. The cloud cover has started to move in across the region in advance of that rain and snow overnight tonight. 39 right now here in Detroit, as well as in Ann Arbor. 42 working over into Howell, and 37 right now checking in with us over in Adrian. We've got a weak frontal boundary that's going to move in overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. We can already see some of that snow starting to mix in around Jackson to Coldwater. So we're going to keep that rain snow mix into the forecast after 8 to 10 o'clock tonight through the overnight hours tonight, with temperatures going into the low end of the 30s. And then we've got another round of rain and snow heading our way early next week. I'll detail out what you can expect in your complete Forewarn forecast that's coming up in just a few minutes. Always a good time to download that Forewarn weather app. Exact Track 40, Future Track, My Picks, and weather alerts all in the palm of your hand. You can find it in your favorite app store. Just search WDIV.
An 80-year-old man is dead after being hit by a snowplow. It happened last night around 7 on West Huron Street in Ann Arbor. Police say a 58-year-old man was plowing snow in a driveway when he hit the victim while backing up. They say the driver didn't know he hit someone until someone else who saw that accident got his attention. We're told the victim was taken to the University of Michigan Hospital, where he died from his injuries.
While the weather has settled down, the chaos it brought with it is far from over. Take a look at this crash involving a Michigan State Police patrol car on I-696 in Oakland County. It happened in the westbound lanes near Greenfield and Southfield. Troopers say the driver was going too fast lost control and hit the empty patrol car. No one was hurt. Megan Woods caught up with drivers and road crews as they dealt with the aftermath of this snowstorm.
Hamtramck is a good example of what several communities dealt with this morning. So road crews worked hard overnight to make sure freeways and main roads like this one stayed clear. But then there are neighborhood streets right next to it that are still covered with snow, and it made today's commute complex and sometimes dangerous.
God is spitting out everything he can spit out before the weather actually changes.
Drivers had a rough Saturday.
It's horrible. I barely could have got out.
Driving is hazardous right now.
Slipping and sliding, I was pushing the car.
Main roads are getting better, but I guess it's gonna take a little time.
And the accidents kept piling up. Eastbound I-96, westbound I-96. The Lodge, I-696. One even involved a state trooper patrol car. Days like today, Michigan Department of Transportation goes into high gear.
More bad weather means there's more things that could happen, and we need to try to help folks.
That means being on scene of a crash to prevent another one, or simply working ahead.
We have folks who are watching cameras, because we have about 300 cameras on the roadway in Metro Detroit. They're watching the cameras looking for areas that maybe we need to call for salt to come in. We'll try to catch the catch basins to get those cleaned if possible, because we need this melting snow to be able to drain off the road and then hopefully not freeze again tonight.
MDOT wants to remind drivers
there is nothing that is more important than you paying attention, because even if you know how to drive on wet roads or snowy roads, maybe the guy next to you doesn't. And you need to drive defensively, which means you have to pay attention to that.
In Wayne County, Megan Woods, Local 4.
Megan, thanks. Let's take a live look at DTW, where the airport is back open after last night's winter storm.
In fact, last night around 7:30, the FAA ordered a ground stop, leaving hundreds of flights either delayed or canceled. Right now, there are 120 flight cancellations and another 177 delays. Always a good reminder, if you're flying out, especially in times like this, you're going to want to check your flight status before you head on over to Metro Airports.
We want to see the weather outside of your home, and you can easily submit them through our MyPicks.
Yes, let's take a look at some of our submissions right now. Take a look at this one from one of our viewers. Just look at that snow accumulation on top of that patio table there. And then there's this beautiful shot as the sun is melting away a lot of that snow that fell overnight.
Again, we want you to send us your photos of the storm using MyPicks. If you are a WDIV insider, all you have to do is upload your photo at clickondetroit.com/mypicks. Still more to come on Local 4 News at 6.
Here's Priya Mann.
After all that snow yesterday, you gotta have some fun, right? We're checking out the skiers and snowboarders at Mount Brighton.